Hi everyone, you have reached Chronicles of the Gray Hair Diva. If this is your first time, welcome. If not, welcome back. For all of you out there, hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so that every time I upload a video, you will be notified. Hit the like button, chat with me in the comments, and when I get an opportunity, I will chat back. And finally, share my video with your friends and family so that they can come to my channel and get to know me also. Guys, I'm here today with a video on Nick Cannon. Nick Cannon and Alyssa Scott welcome his 7th baby into the world, baby Zen. He has 4 different baby mothers. I hate that term baby mama, but he has 4 different baby mothers. Let's do a short timeline here. He was married to Mariah Carey for a little while. They welcomed twins into the world, Moroccan and Moreau, boy and a girl. After he divorced Mariah Carey, he got with Brittany Bell. She welcomed baby Golden into the world and a girl, Powerful. So now we have 4 children. Somewhere simultaneously or concurrently, I don't know the exact math on it, but he gets with Abby De La Rosa and she gets pregnant with twins and she welcomes baby boys Zion and Zillion into the world. And then, as stated earlier, most recently, Alyssa Scott welcomed Nick Cannon's 7th baby into the world, baby Zen. I don't know if Alyssa Scott thought about the baby's name the moment she found out she was pregnant, but in my mind, she wanted to put a little sting to Abby De La Rosa by using the letter Z to name baby Zen. Okay, because Abby De La Rosa had Zion and Zillion before Alyssa Scott had baby Zen. So as stated, 4 of the children were all born in the same year. Many people are trying to figure out, what is Nick Cannon doing? He just doesn't seem like a person that would be so, I guess the word I'm going to use is reckless, by just sleeping with all these women without a condom, and then having 4 babies all in the same year. So people started digging, trying to find out answers. Why would Nick Cannon be doing this? So they dug up an old interview of Nick Cannon when he went on the Howard Stern show to try to, I guess, get some answer as to why this craziness is going on. Now, before that, I'm going to say this. Nick Cannon, I don't remember the exact year, has been diagnosed with lupus, okay? Lupus can be a very, treacherous disease. I mean, you could get blood clots. If the blood clot falls into the wrong area, it could just kill you immediately. But there are plenty of people that live with lupus a very long time. For whatever reason, if you go look up this interview with him and Howard Stern, Nick Cannon doctors told him, he can probably go at any time. And I'm paraphrasing. They don't know how long he's going to have on this earth. And I think once Nick Cannon doctors told him that, he took it as, a sentence of, he's not going to be here long and he's just going to live every day like it's his last and live it, in my opinion and mine, recklessly. Okay, so on this interview that he did with Howard Stern, part of it he said, one, I have lupus, I've been in and out of the hospital a lot, and the last time he was in the hospital, at the time of that interview, he said, I had a blood clot in my lung, a blood clot in my heart, and the doctor himself said, I don't even know why and how you're still here. So in my mind, that should have triggered with Nick Cannon, like, God must want me here. God is trying to save me. But I don't think Nick Cannon saw it that way. Nick Cannon saw it as, at any given moment, I could just go. So I'm going to just live, and live recklessly. Okay. So he said in that interview that he never believed in marriage. Even before he married Mariah Carey, he said, I kind of did what Mariah said. I guess because Mariah wanted to get married, he just went ahead with it. He said he never cheated in his marriage, but he knew once they got divorced, he would never get married again. So that's a telltale sign right there for all of these women that came after Mariah Carey. Google, because you can, because he's famous, what you're getting yourself into. And if you're okay with just being a girlfriend and perhaps giving birth to a seed and never getting married, then proceed on. But if you're not, then put up the stop sign and don't get with Nick Cannon. He also said in this interview that he don't think he could just be with one woman the rest of his life. Another telltale sign for anybody that gets involved with him. He also said in that interview that because he don't know if he's going to wake up the next morning, why not have sex all night and have sex all night without a condom? These are his words, not mine. Go look at the interview with Nick Cannon and Howard Stern. I was sitting there looking at this thing in shock. I will say this, and this is what I loved, even Howard Stern is a shock job, but hey, I love when he said this. He said to Nick Cannon, he said, but what if the doctors were wrong? And I said to myself, well, there you go. There you go. Nick Cannon, even the shock jock, God is sending a message through this shock jock to tell you, he said, what if the doctors were wrong? And yes, what if the doctors were wrong about your lifespan? Not saying the diagnosis, about your lifespan on this earth. He said, what if the doctors were wrong? I think that went over Nick's head. And I think Nick Cannon just has an idea in his head that any day could be the day. And who wants to live like that? That I just go. So I'm going to just live recklessly and do whatever I want. And then part of whatever I want is to sleep with people without a condom. Well, first of all, if you're sleeping with all of these people without a condom, forget about the lupus for 2.2 seconds. Something else can take you out before the lupus. But that's a whole nother story. So one, I would say this, to every single female who he encounters and you're thinking about getting with him, check out this Howard Stern interview first. Because there's a saying that says, when people tell you who they are, believe them. He said, I never want to get married. I cannot just be with one woman the rest of my life. And I'm not going to use condoms. So that's what y'all want to get with, ladies? But let's carry on. I think that Nick Cannon is going through levels of grief based upon the diagnosis that he was given, right? They said, and maybe the numbers vary depending upon what you look at, but they said there's 7 levels of grief. First being shock and denial. You're like, and I had to peek out my nose for a minute. You're just like, I can't even believe, I can't believe this is happening to me. So you're in shock and you're in denial about the condition or the disease or whatever the doctor has told you had, right? Or it could be a situation that you're in. You're like in shock and denial that maybe your husband or your wife said, I want a divorce. So first you're frozen because you're shocked and you're in denial, okay? The next you go through some pain and guilt. Like, what did I do? Why is this happening to me? Like, why me? You go through that. Then after that, you can go through some anger and some bargaining. Like, you know what, God? And I bargain with God a whole lot. I'm like, God, if you get me out of this, I promise you I won't do that again. And then next thing I know, I'm finding myself back in that situation. But that's a whole nother thing. You go through some anger and bargaining. Like, God, if you save me, I promise you I will praise you the rest of the days of my life, so forth and so on. So you go through that stage. Then you may go through some depression because it's not easy being diagnosed with anything that may possibly take you away from your friends and your family and this side of heaven. You may take you away from here. You're like, okay, I'm just depressed. I can't even deal with this right now. Or I got to take pills, or I got to go through chemo. You get depressed. Then after that, they said, depending upon how you go through these stages, you can at some point say, okay, I've been through all that. Now you got an upward turn. And maybe you're saying, you know what, I'm going to fight this thing. I'm going to eat right. I'm going to exercise. I'm going to pray. I'm going to meditate. I'm going to change my mindset. And I'm going to get out of this situation. I know the doctor told me X, Y, Z, but I'm going to trust God and I'm going to just do everything I can. And if he takes me, he takes me. But if he lets me stay on this earth, I will praise him. Whatever. You're going to have an upward turn. Then after that, it says some reconstruction and working through it. And then you get to the point where you got acceptance and hope. I think Nick Cannon is still in, somewhere in the grief, the guilt, the pain stages. And that is why he is running around being reckless, just having sex with all of these women without a condom. Because as I stated, maybe the lupus won't kill you, but if you're around here sleeping with people and sleeping with them simultaneously, I mean, how do you have 4 children in 1 year with 4 different baby mothers? There's some overlapping there. So I say this. I pray for Nick Cannon. I pray for the woman that he encounters. And may he, if he does get with another woman, or if he is still in one of these baby mothers' lives, maybe one of them can talk to him and help bring him hope and understanding that he doesn't have to run around like this. He doesn't have to be reckless like this. He doesn't have to introduce another baby mother and another baby into this picture and situation. He needs to heal himself and understand that no matter what diagnosis we get from a doctor, and listen, I'm a nurse by trade, the doctor has to give you the science of it all. If they run the blood work and the blood work says you have cancer, they got to tell you that. If the blood work says that your level of cancer, where it's at, your life expectancy is XYZ, they have to tell you that. But I have known, because of people's mental attitude, they've been on their deathbed, and we look and say, well, how I can't even believe this person is still here. I can't believe they recovered. It's their mindset. The medicine, you heard of placebo medicines where they have trials where they will give one group the actual medication. They will give the other group not the medication, but no group knows which one they are. And then in both groups, you have people that just, their condition turned around. It's a mindset. It's a mindset. So I want Nick Cannon to know that it's your mindset that can change everything. I know the doctor might have told you what they said, but that doesn't mean it has to be so. A man is what he thinks he is. Think health. Think wealth. Think longevity. Think about being here so you could be a father to your 7 children. And you never know how things could turn around and what your life may bring. Be the face that has lupus and that has beat it and that has lived long with it. And then tell people that story. Don't back down and just say, well, I don't know if I'm going to wake up tomorrow. So, I'm going to live this night, like it's my last. What does that look like? Living like it's your last night. You're leaving all of these children in the world that can perhaps be fatherless. And no matter how much money you can leave each and every one of them, it doesn't matter. It's better that a child has a father that can give them time and love, and maybe not a whole bunch of money, but can give them time and love, versus a father that is just not there or no longer on this earth. Lupus is not necessarily a death sentence, but a terrible mindset is definitely a death sentence. So I hope that Nick Hart gets touched, that he gets some understanding that this doesn't have to be the end all be all. And the way that he is currently conducting his life by sleeping with people with no condoms, and these women just waking up and having baby after baby after baby. And to these females out there, if you are going to get with Nick, and he doesn't wear a condom, which I think is reckless, but if you still want to sleep with him, well, at least have you some birth control yourself. You don't want to be the mother of baby number 8, 9, and 10. And for what? To say that you had Nick Cannon's baby? Do better than that. Well, anyway, guys, chat with me in the comments. Let me know how you feel about this situation, and let me know how you feel and what you think Nick should do. Should he not be wearing condoms just because he may not wake up the next day? Anyway, guys, hope you had a good weekend. See you later. Chat with you in the next video. Thanks for watching.